Come, let's away to prison.
We two alone will sing like birds of the cage.
When thou dost ask me blessing,
I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness.
And so we'll live and pray and sing.
And tell old tales, and laugh at gilded butterflies.
And hear poor rogues talk of court news.
And we'll talk with them too.
who wins and who loses, who's in and who's out.
And take upon us the mystery of things, as if we were God's spies.
And will wear out in a walled prison.
Packs and sects of great ones.
That ebb and flow by the moon.
Oh, Guildenstern. Rosencrantz, what's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near. But what have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
A goodly one in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons.
We think not so, my lord.
Why, then 'tis none to you, for there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me it is a prison.
Why then your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
God, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space were it not that I have bad dreams. But what make you here at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord. No other occasion.
Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come, nay, speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me, but be even and direct with me whether you were sent for or no.
Say you.
Nay then, if you love me, hold not off.
We were sent for, my lord.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
The actors are come hither, my lord, upon mine honor.
Then came each actor on his ass.
The best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral,
comical, historical, pastoral, tragical, comical, historical, pastoral,
scene, individual, or poem unlimited.
Welcome, masters. Welcome all. I'm glad to see thee well. We'll have a speech straight. Come, give us the taste of your quality. Woo!
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this, for saints have hands, and pilgrims' hands do touch. And palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, by yours, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin they have took.
Sin from thy lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary, bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the cheeks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Away, be gone. The sport is at its best.
Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest.
Your nurse. What's he that's now going out the door?
Mary, that I think be young Petruchio.
What's he that follows there that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name. Phoebe Marianne, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love, it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
Nama, are you okay?
How goes it now?
He says he will return incontinent. He hath commanded me to go to bed and bade me to dismiss you.
Dismiss me?
It was his bidding. Therefore, good Amelia, we must not now displease him.
I would you had never seen him.
So would not I. My love doth so approve him that even his stubbornness, his checks, his frowns, have grace and favor in them.
I have laid those sheets you bade me on the bed.
All's one. Good faith, how foolish are our minds. If I do die before thee, prithee shroud me in one of those same sheets.
Come, you talk.
My mother had a maid called Barbary. She was in love, and he she loved proved mad and did forsake her. She had a song of Willow. An old thing 'twas, but it expressed her fortune, and she died singing it. That song tonight will not go from my mind. Poor soul sat sighing by a sycamore tree, sing all a green willow, her hand on her bosom, her head on her knee, sing willow, willow, willow. The fresh streams ran by her and murmured her moans, sing willow, willow, willow. Her salt tears fell from her and softened the stone, sing willow, willow, willow. Sing all a green willow must be my garland. Let nobody blame him, his scorn I approve. Nay, that's not next.
'Tis neither here nor there.
Dost thou in conscience think, tell me, good Amelia, that there be women to abuse their husbands in such gross kind?
There be some such, no question.
Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world?
Why, would not you?
No, by this heavenly light.
Nor I neither by this heavenly light. I might do it as well in the dark.
In troth, I think thou wouldst not.
In troth, I think I should, and undo it when I had done. Mary, I would not do such a thing for a joint ring, nor measures of lawn, nor gowns, petticoats, nor caps, nor any petty exhibition. But for the whole world.
Beshrew me if I would do such a wrong for the whole world.
The wrong is but a wrong in the world, and having the world for your labor, it is a wrong in your own world, and you might quickly make it right.
I do not think there is any such a woman.
Yes, a dozen, and as many to the vantage as would store the world they played for. But I do think it is their husbands' faults if wives do fall. Say that they slack their duties and pour our treasures into foreign laps, or else break out in peevish jealousies, throwing restraint upon us, or say they strike us, or scant our former having in despite. Why, we have galls, and though we have some grace, yet have we some revenge. Let husbands know their wives have sense like them. They have their palates both for sweet and sour, as husbands have. What is it they do when they change us for others? Is it sport? I think it is. And doth affection breed it? I think it doth. Is frailty that thus errs? It is so too. And have not we affections, desires for sport and frailty as men have? Then let them use us well, else let them know the ills we do, their ills instruct us so.
Good night. Good night. Heaven me such uses send, not to pick bad from bad, but by bad mend.
Mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard now, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me so, no mean of death, as here by Caesar and by you cut off, the choice and master spirits of this age.
But Antony, beg not your death of us, though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands in this our present act. You see we do yet see you, but our hands in this, the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not. They are pitiful, and pity to the general wrong of Rome. As fire drives out fire, so pity hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony, our arms in strength of malice, and our hearts of brother's temper do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitudes beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause. Why, I that did love Caesar when I struck him have thus proceeded.
I doubt not your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes? Most noble, in the presence of thy corpse. Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bade brave heart, here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil, and crimsoned in thy leaf. Oh, world, thou wast the forest to this heart. And this indeed, O world, the heart of thee, how like a deer strucken by many princes dost thou lie here.
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends am I with you all and love you all upon this hope, that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And am moreover, suitor, that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest. He speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contented Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall, I like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral, and you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going after my speech is ended.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue a curse. Shall light upon the limbs of men domestic fury, and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. All pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion men groaning for burial.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well. What would you?
What, I pray you, what is the clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had that not been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in divers paces with divers persons.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With the shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I've been told so of many, but indeed an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was, in his youth, an indolent man, one that knew courtship too well, for he fell in love there. I have heard him read many lectures about it, and I thank God I am not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offenses as he has generally taxed their whole sex with.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all like one another, as halfpence are. Every one fault seeming monstrous, till his fellow a fault came to match it.
I prithee, recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts the forest that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns, and elegies on brambles, all forsooth, defying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shacked. I pray you tell me your remedy.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye and sunken, which you have not, an unquestionable spirit, which you have not, a beard neglected, which you have not, but I pardon you for that, for simply your having a beard is a younger man's revenue. Then your hose should be ungartered, your button unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it? You may as soon make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she's apter to do than confess that she does. That is one of the points in which women still give the lie to their consciences. But in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you deserves as well a dark house and whip as madmen do. And the reason why they are not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet, I profess, curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one. And in this manner, he was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I sent him every day to woo at me. At which time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and likening, proud, fantastical, Apish, shallow, inconsistent, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion truly anything, as boys and women are for the most part cattle of this color. But now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, now weep for him, then spit at him. Then I drove my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook merely monastic. And thus I cured him. And this way will it take me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall be not one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you, if you would call me Rosalind, and come every day to my cote and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will.
Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Poor key-cold figure of a holy king, pale ashes of the house of Lancaster, thou bloodless remnant of that royal blood. Be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, to thy slaughtered son, stabbed by the self-same hand that made these wounds. Cursed be the hand that made these fatal holes. Cursed be the heart that had the heart to do it. Cursed the blood that let this blood from hence. If ever you have a child aborted be it, prodigious and untimely brought to light, whose ugly and unnatural aspect may fright the hopeful mother at the view, and that be heir to his unhappiness. If ever he have a wife, let her be made as miserable by the death of him as I am made by my poor Lord and thee. Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell. Thou hast but power over his mortal body. His soul thou canst not have. Therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, for charity, be not so cursed.
Thou devil, for God's sake, hence and trouble us not. For thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deep exclaims.
Lady, you know no rules of charity.
Villain, thou knowst no law of God nor man. No be so fierce, but know some touch of pity.
But I know none, and therefore am no beast.
Wonderful, when devils tell the truth.
More wonderful when angels are so angry. Vouchsafe divine perfection of a woman of these supposed evils, to give me leave by circumstance, but to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe diffused infection of a man for these known evils, but to give me leave by circumstance to curse thy cursed self.
I did not kill your husband.
Why, then he is alive.
Nay, he is dead and slain by Edward's hand.
And thou foul throat, thou liest. Queen Margaret saw thou murderous falchion smoking in his blood.
I was provoked by her slanderous tongue, which laid their guilt upon my guiltless shoulders.
Thou was provoked by thy bloody mind, which never jumped on aught but butcheries. Didst thou not kill this king?
Grant ye.
Dost grant me, hedgehog. Then God grant me too, thou mayst be damned for that wicked deed. He was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The fitter for the King of Heaven that hath him.
Thou won't fit for any place but hell.
Oh, yes, one place else, if you'll hear me name it.
Some dungeon?
Your bedchamber.
Ill rest betide the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, till I lie with you.
I hope so.
I know so. But gentle Lady Anne is not the causer of the timeless deaths of these Plantagenets, Henry and Edward, as blameful as the executioner.
Thou art the cause and most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect. Your beauty, which did haunt me in my sleep, to undertake the debts of all the world, so that I might live 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
If I thought that, I tell thee, homicide, these nails should rend that beauty from my cheeks.
These eyes could never endure sweet beauty's wreck. You should not blemish it if I stood by. As all the world is cheered by the sun, so I by that. It is my day, my life.
Black night o'ershade thy day, and death thy life.
Curse not thyself, fair creature, thou art both.
I would I were to be revenged on thee.
It is a quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on him that loveth you.
It is a quarrel just and reasonable to revenge on him that slew my husband.
He that bereft thee, lady, of thy husband, did it to help thee to a better husband.
His better doth not breathe upon the earth.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Where is he?
Here.
Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were more to poison for thy sake.
I never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never lay poison on such a fouler toad out of my sight. Thou dost infect mine eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine.
Would they were basilisks to strike thee dead.
I would they were, that I might die at once, for now they kill me with a living death. Those eyes of thine from mine have drawn salt tears, shamed their aspect with store of childish drops. These eyes that never shed remorseful tear, thy beauty makes them blind with weeping. My tongue could never learn sweet smoothing word, but now thy beauty prompts my tongue to speak. Thy lips such scorn, for they were made for kissing, lady, not for such content. If thy revengeful heart cannot forgive, lo, here, I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, which, if thou please to hide in this true bosom, and set the soul forth that adoreth thee, I lay it naked to the deadly stroke, and humbly beg the death upon my knee. Do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatched, 'twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be the executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
Tush, that was in thy rage. To speak it again, and even with the word, that hand, which for thy love did kill thy love, shall for thy love kill a far truer love. To both their deaths thou shalt be accessory.
Well, put up your sword.
Say then my peace is made.
That shall you know hereafter.
But shall I live in hope?
All men, I hope, live so.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take is not to give.
And if thy poor devoted suppliant may but beg one favor at thy gracious hand, thou dost confirm his happiness forever.
What is it?
That it would please thee leave these sad designs to him that hath more cause to be a mourner, and presently repair to Crosby Place. I beseech you, grant me this boon.
With all my heart, and much it pleases me to see you are become so penitent.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said no farewell already.
Was ever woman in this humor wooed? Was ever woman in this humor won? I'll have her, but I will not keep her long.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love you not.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that hath slandered, scorned, and dishonored my kinswoman? That I were a man, what, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
This and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count conflict, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore, I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will so leave you. By this hand Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
The king, he is hunting the deer. I am coursing myself. They have pitched a toil. I am toiling in a pitch that defiles. Defile, a foul word. I will not love. If I do, hang me. In faith, I will not. Oh, but her eye, by this light, but for her eye, yes, by her 2 eyes, I would not love. Well, I do nothing in the world but lie, and lie in my throat. By heaven, I do love, and it hath taught me to rhyme and to be melancholy. Well, she hath one of my sonnets already. The clown bore it, the fool sent it, and the lady hath it. Sweet clown, sweeter fool, sweetest lady. By the world, I would not care a pin if the other 3 were in. Here comes one with a paper. God give him grace to groan.
Ay me.
Shot by heaven! Proceed, sweet Cupid. Thou hast thumped him with one of thy bird bolts under the left pap. In faith, secrets.
So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives not, those fresh morning drops upon the rose, as the eye beams their fresh rays have smote the night of dew that on my cheek down flows, nor shines the silver moon one half so bright through the transparent bosom of the deep, and doth thy face through tears of mine give light. Thou shinest in every tear that I do weep. Oh, Queen of Queens, how far dost thou excel? No thought can think, nor tongue of mortal tell. How shall she know my griefs? I'll drop the paper. Sweet leaves shade folly. Dope. Who is he comes? What Longaville and reading? Oh, listen, ear.
Now in thy likeness one more fool appear.
Ay me, I am forsworn.
Why, he comes in like a perjurer wearing papers.
In love, I hope. Sweet fellowship in shame.
One drunkard loves another of the name.
Am I the first that have been perjured so?
I could put thee in comfort, not by two that I know.
I fear these stubborn lines lack power to move. Oh, sweet Maria, empress of my love, these numbers will I tear and write in prose. Did not the heavenly rhetoric of thine eye, against whom the world cannot hold argument, persuade my heart to this false perjury? Vows for thee broke deserve not punishment. A woman I forswore, but I will prove thou being a goddess, I forswore not thee. My vow was earthly, thou a heavenly love, thy grace being gained cures all disgrace in me.
God amend us, God amend. We are much out of the way.
By whom shall I send this? Company, stay!
One more sack to the mill. Oh heavens, I have my wish to make him transformed. 4 woodcocks in a dish.
Oh, most divine Kate.
Oh, most profane coxcomb.
Once more I'll read the ode that I have writ.
Once more I'll mark how love can vary wit.
On a day, alack the day, love whose month is ever May, spied a blossom passing fair, playing in the wanton air. Through the velvet leaves the wind all unseen can passage find, that the lover, sick to death, wish himself the heaven's breath. Ere, quoth he, thy cheeks may blow, ere would I might triumph so. But alack, my hand is sworn ne'er to pluck thee from thine horn. Thou, alack, for youth unmeet, youth so apt to pluck a sweet. Do not call it sin in me that I am forsworn to thee. Thus will I send in something else more pain, that shall express my true love's fasting pain. Oh, would the king Peron long of ill were lovers too, ill to example, ill from my forehead wipe a perjured note, for none offend where all alike do dote.
Dumaine, thy love is far from charity. You may look pale, but I should blush, I know, to be o'erheard and taken napping so.
Ah! Come, sir, you blush, as his case is, as your case is such. You chide at him, offending twice as much. I have been closely shrouded in this bush, and marked you both, and for you both did blush. What will Baroon say when that he shall hear, face so infringed, which such zeal did swear? Oh, for all the wealth that ever I did see, I would not have him to know so much by me.
Now step I forth to whip hypocrisy. Ah, good my liege, I pray thee, pardon me. Good heart, what grace hast thou thus to reprove these worms for loving that art most in love? But are you not ashamed? Nay, are you not, all 3 of you, to be thus much o'ershot? I, that am honest, I, that hold it sin, to break the vow I am engaged in, I am betrayed by keeping company with men like men of such inconstancy. When shall you see me write a thing in rhyme, or groan for love?
God save the king.
What present hast thou there?
I beseech your grace, let this letter be read.
Dumaine, read it over. Where hast thou it?
It is Baroon's writing, and here is his name.
Ah, you whoreson loggerhead! You were born to do me shame! Guilty, my lord, guilty. I confess. I confess.
What?
That you 3 fools lacked me fool to make up the mess. He, and you, my lord, and I are pick purses in love, and we deserve to die. I'll dismiss this audience, and I shall tell you more.
Now the number is even.
True, true. We are 4. Will these turtles be gone?
Oh, hence, sirs, away.
Walk aside the true folk, and let the traitors stay.
Sweet lords, sweet lovers, oh, let us embrace. As true as we our flesh and blood can be, the sea will ebb and flow, heaven show his face. Young blood doth not obey a null decree, we cannot cross the cause why we were born. Therefore, of all hands must we be forsworn.
What, did these rent lines show some love of thine?
Did they, quoth you? Who sees the heavenly Rosaline that is not blinded by her majesty?
But what of this? Are we not all in love?
Nothing so sure, and thereby all forsworn.
Then leave this chat, and good Baroon, now prove our loving lawful and our faith not torn.
Hi, Mary, there's some flattery to this evil.
Oh, some authority how to proceed, some tricks, some quillets, how to cheat the devil.
Some solve for perjury.
'Tis more than need. Have at you then, affection's men-at-arms. Consider what you first did swear unto, to fast, to study, and to see no woman. Flat treason against the kingly state of youth. Say, can you fast? Your stomachs are too young, and abstinence engenders maladies. We have made a vow to study, lords, and in that vow have we forsworn our books. For when would you, my liege, or you, in leaden contemplation, have found out such fiery numbers as the prompting eyes of beauty's tutors have enriched you with? A lover's eyes will gaze an eagle blind. A lover's ear will hear the lowest sound. For from women's eyes this doctrine I derive. They are the books, the arts, the academes that show, contain, and nourish all the world. Else none at all in aught proves excellent. Then, fools you were these women to forswear, or, keeping what is sworn, you will prove fools.
Saint Cupid then, and soldiers to the field.
Advance your standards and upon them, lords.
Now to plain dealing, lay these glosses by. Shall we resolve to woo these girls of France?
And win them too. Away, away, no time shall be omitted. That will be time, and may by us be fitted.